Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about how to catch these ornery fish, what it is that entices that bite, and how to put them in a boat. If that boat flipping is your thing, I have got it broke down right here, and I've got video to show you from on the water. We're going to go through all of it right now. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. If you're watching from Facebook, share this thing so that everybody else can see it as well. So tonight, as normal, Ozark rods on the hook, crappie monster. All right, guys, those are the ones that are footing the bill, and that's how that I'm able to bring you this information and everything. I want to go straight to a video that I want to talk about for just a few minutes, and it is Brittany closing the deal on a stud of a fish, and the way she did it, you can see it right here with the rod in her hand. Let's go over to this video and you all check out when I tell her to pop it, how long it takes for that fish to nail that bait.
I think he need to come to your right. Pop it. Hold it. Oh, you got him.
Boom. Right there it was, guys. When she jigged that rod, let's go back to the beginning and look at this again. You can see the fish in the center of the screen right there, 10 feet out, and it is 6 foot of water. That fish is about 5 foot down. Right above it, you can see the bait right above that fish. Now, it was looking at the bait, but it wasn't closing the deal.
I think he need to come to your right.
There it is.
Pop it.
Jig it.
Hold it. Oh, you got him.
Boom. Game over.
Oh,
Game
baby.
over.
What'd you do, Brittany Lynn? What did you do just? Oh. That's what it's about right there. You gotta net them. Here you go. I got this. You grab your fish. That one up there almost qualifies as a two-hander, don't it?
All right, guys, as y'all can see right there, when she jigged that bait and gave it that little bit of action, that fish was sitting there dormant on that piece of timber. And what she did when she jigged it, she sent out a vibration through the water. And that vibration woke that fish up out of its transient state that we've all seen them get in. They'll sit there and they won't do nothing. They'll look at that bait and won't do nothing. That footage was from Grenada earlier in the spring. And that's what we're getting ready to come into again. As soon as the water gets up enough to be able to get into Grenada, you're going to have the same scenario. But what you've got going on right now, every lake that is Tennessee north, the water's cold. The fish are acting the same. They're just sitting there halfway asleep. And the way you wake them up is popping it. It's a very short, violent pop. And you saw Brittany doing it. You can see hers was jigging just a little bit more than what mine does. But I tell people to think of getting stuck by an electric fence. One time getting popped by it, just a real short, violent pop. You're not looking for that jig to go up and down more than about 2 inches or so. And that's it. Those big jigs where it's coming up and down 8, 10, 12 inches, you're spooking your fish off. That minimal movement is what it takes to be able to get those fish to bite. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Start sounding off where you're from there. That way I know exactly how far we're reaching. This new program that I'm using right now to be able to go live, Facebook's not loving it. They're not pushing it out to all my crowd. So I'd appreciate if y'all share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, then share it to a Facebook group. That way that they can see it too. I've got more video coming. Here in just a second, I'm going to show you me boat flipping a fish over 3 pounds. That's it. The holy grail of crappie fishing is to be able to catch that 3-pound fish. Well, we did it. We did it on film. We boat flipped it. You'll see me go to grab my net because that's my natural reaction and that's what I always suggest doing. But what I wanted to show on this video, I'm using 6-pound test line, 6-pound mono, and I boat flip one of my 5 3-pounders from that day on film and get it in the boat. We weigh it, show it to you. and I wanted to show the proper way to boat flip. A lot of people are grabbing way up that rod, or they'll choke down on the rod and grab, and all they got's a little bit of tip sticking out. That's how you're snapping them tips. Um, I ask everybody where they're from. I got them coming in from Sardis. I got them coming in from Tennessee. My wife just said, "I'm in your house." All right, gotta love her. Hey, she follows it too. She has picked up and became a hammer on the water, and that video right there just proved it. So let's go to this video. Keep in mind, this is only 6-pound test line. 6-pound test on a 13-foot machine series rod. I think I go through everything in the video and show it to you, but always net them. I just did this video to show the proper technique and show that you can indeed boat flip a 3-pound crappie if you watch what you're doing. Keep both hands below the first eye above the reel. Keep them both below it. Heave that dude in there, and you're just fine. All right, here we go. Let's go to the tape. 3.3 boat flip.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Well, here comes a 3, baby. Get in here. Oh my God, what a fish. What a fish. There is a trophy class fish right there. Boat flipped. Rockport rattler jighead. Ozark Machine 13. And we just boat flipped us 3-pounders. They don't even look real, do they? They don't even look natural. That there may just be a 2.8. Oh, we just done it, baby. 313. Grenada, baby. Let's go.
There you go, guys. Grenada Lake is something special for sure. But when I saw that fish, that was the second fish of the day. I had already hooked up with one over 3 pounds, and I lost it on my very first drop. This was my second drop. We were 6 or 7 minutes into this trip trying to film these fish and trying to get them on film boat flipping. And I turned to grab the net, and I just hold off. That is an Outlaw Pro Series net, and that's what I use most of the time. And I turned to grab it, and I thought, no, I'm going to put this on film and show exactly how you're supposed to do this. So that's what I did. And the part that it didn't show on there was right before that I set that hook, I had just popped that dude the same as Brittany did in the first video. We caught a lot of fish that day. That full YouTube video it's on here. It's back around last April, I think. You can watch the entire video if you want to go to YouTube and check it out. Now, got a lot of Kentucky, Harrodsburg. There's a ton of Kentucky on here, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. But I wanted to show that to you, and I wanted to weigh it on film because you get so many. If you get the wrong angle on a fish when you take a picture, it can take a world class fish and make it look like a dink, or take a dink and make it look like it's 22 inches. Which I keep on hearing about these over 20-inch crappie, but I've never personally seen them. And I've caught them to just barely shy of 4 pound in my career. And the biggest one was 384. It was at Grenada. It was 2 years before this video was taken, and it only measured 18.25 inches. So those fish down there, it's a special place. They can take a 15-inch fish down there, and it can be 3 pounds. It's the minerals, it's the muddy water. If you ever want to go after world-class white crappie, find the muddiest water you can and get as shallow as what you can go. World-class black crappie, most of them are always going to be in deep, clear, rocky lakes. Del Hollow, Clear Lake, California, where that I'm going to end up spending about half of January going out there to get in on some of that action. And I can't wait, because when we go out there, we're not looking for 3-pounders. We went out there last year looking for 3-pounders. This year, I'm going to spend an extra day or two and I'm going to go after a 4-pound crappie, and I'm going to try my best to get it on film. And I'm going to do it with the brand new on the hook rod that's made by Ozark. And it's the same one that I'll be bluegill fishing when I start guiding again on Reelfoot. So I've showed you the pop, and I'm going to go back and show you the pop one more time. And I want you to really tune in on how reactive that crappie was to her popping it. It's like going from a throttle body to a tune port fuel injected motor, man. The throttle response is there, and that's exactly what happened with that crappie. So let's go back to that one for just a second. All right, I'm gonna pause it, go all the way out. Y'all can see the fish right there at the center of the screen. All right, let's go and watch this out.
I think he didn't come to your right. Pop it. Hold it. Oh, you got him.
Oh, right there it was.
Oh, baby.
That is how fast they react. They will come up to your bait and just sit there and nose up to it and look and not move. They won't react. You give it that little bitty pop, and that's where they come alive. And I mean, just smoke it. It is unreal to see the burst of speed that these crappie have in their short little bodies, how fast they can move that 2 foot. They've got to be moving 80 or 90 mile an hour. It's unreal how fast that they are. I know some of y'all watching this on YouTube after the fact are wondering what the comments about. This was a Facebook Live. We're actually doing it right now. Did catch 21-inch crappie in Grenada, in the Grenada of West Texas. So I'm assuming he's talking about like Fork. But it was the only one in 20 years of fishing there. I've heard stories. I've got another dude on here that his personal best, mine's 384, his is 394, and it was 19 inches long, and that came out of, sorry, dude, Monroe Lake, Indiana. The sound I just heard go through the whole state of Indiana sounded like Kentucky just beat them when I announced that lake right there. The Darbone two-step has been deadly. We've got people tuning in here from Darbone, Farmerville, Louisiana. One of our great pro staff, Mr. William Whetstone. He does put on electronics classes down there and does some guide trips. Y'all need to check him out there on Facebook. So we went through and shown the pop, okay? We've shown the pop. We've shown a boat flip. Now, right here in this next video, I'm going to completely break it down as to where your hand should be, what's going on. And one of the keys to that pop in that muddy water, in that video, I was using a Rockport rattler jig head. Yes, they're more expensive than the Guthrie Tackle that I normally use, and I use the fire out of Guthrie Tackles. Love his stuff. But in this situation, that Rockport rattler with that pop gave it the rattle to close that deal. Now let's go to this next one right here.
Ooh, there's a good one. That right there is a proper way to boat flip. Once that I had this giant momentum coming up, I went ahead and flipped on in. I did not grab above that first eye. You never grab above the first eye when you go to boat flip. Your hand is always under it. These rods are designed to be able to lift a whole lot more than that giant crappie right there, but they have to have your anchor point below the first eye. The rod has zero bend from that first eye all the way out the cork, none. You have to allow the spine of the rod to be able to load up. And when you grab above it, you're taking out of that rod's ability to make the bend, and that's why you're snapping a tip.
Okay, here we go. I don't know why I'm froze up here on Facebook on my phone. I'm hoping you all got to see. Yes, okay. Let me go back in there. Froze up there for a second. All right. So right there, you can boat flip these fish. If you absolutely think you have to, or if it's even just a 1 pound fish and you just want to boat flip it, it's fine. Just get below that first eye when you come in to the boat. One of the biggest things that I see people do that is completely wrong is stop. When you set that hook, if that fish turns up towards you and starts coming, that fish's first reaction is to come towards you, then heave him on in there. But don't stop, run that rod down and grab halfway up the rod. You're gonna break your rod. You're gonna lose your fish. That is completely wrong. Um, Finally, fishing with them broomsticks. That is Ozark Extreme 13 right there, Mr. Freeman. And that rod right there has been my go-to. For long poling, the 13 foot is my go-to. They have a 15 and a 17. The 17, I've had shoulder surgery. I'm a broke down old man. You can tell from my gray beard. The shorter the rod, the better for me. So that 13 footer is what that I choose to use here. And the 13 footer right there, othfishing.com. That's where you can get any of our products, even the Ozark rods. We've got them all right here. Yes, another big mistake is dropping that rod tip. When you set the hook, if you drop that rod tip, that fish can shake that dude out and spit it out, and he's gone out of your life. So when you set the hook, you commit. You commit to putting that fish in the boat. Now, if you are netting, and you'll see this, I know on some of the upcoming On the Hook episodes, the key to not losing a fish that you're planning to net is don't bring its head out of the water before that net is there ready to scoop that fish up. I see people do that a lot. They'll pull it up and let the fish flop on top. That fish flopping is just like a bass trying to flip a crankbait out of its mouth. He's going to throw that bait most of the time. You can let him just hold pressure and let him down. And when they're in position and they're ready to net that fish, then you raise it up and they can scoop it in there. The more time that fish's head is out of the water, the more likely you are to lose that fish. Another situation now, we went over setting steel. So now we're going to answer the question, why the long rods? Chasing them down in open water. When these dudes get high pressure, they take to running. That's the hardest fish out there to catch, is a fish that is on the run. So what do? You put a weight on above it. That's the ones I've shown y'all in my last live feed. That's at Guthrie Tackle pencil weight. Contact him here or on Facebook. Guthrie Tackle's got that pencil weight. Put your bobber stops under it, your smaller jig head, and you hold that rod out there and you drive that trolling motor around and keep that bait in front of him. Now, when they take off running, a lot of times it's like they just, like old bull, got his head down, it's going to run through whatever gets in his way. They're not looking, so you have to stay with them sometimes for a while. So right here is one. I don't remember exactly if we got the Livescope footage on this or not. It's been a while since I loaded these up. I'm going to try to do this every week and keep on pulling other footage down off of YouTube or off of raw content from filming on the hook. And we're going to start doing these live feeds because I want to get the information out there. Because honestly, the more people that I can teach how to catch crappie, the more people that buy these baits behind me, buy them rods over there, buy the stuff that my sponsors put out that make their life easier. So that's why I do it. I want to, I don't care whose you buy. If you learn how to do this properly, you're going to try different stuff. You're liable to buy a B&M rod. Okay, go ahead. We just want to push the industry forward, and this is how that we're doing it. So let's go to our next clip.
Oh, got him. We had to flat work for that one. Absolutely had to work for that one. Just kept on and kept on until we finally aggravated that fish enough to bite. it wasn't wanting to bite, and it's because of all the boat pressure out here. So the only thing I can do is keep on following it around and keep that jig on the end of its nose. That's where these longer rods come in. And so you can keep it out there in front of the fish, keep it on the tip of their nose without getting your line into the trolling motor. That's the true reason for these longer rods.
That's it in a nutshell, guys. That's the true reason for the longer rods is when you're running at higher speeds, trying to run fish down. It's to keep your bait out of the trolling motor. Because when you drop in, that bait is naturally going to pull back towards the boat. So the longer rod, a lot of times you might be fishing a 17-foot rod, but your bait is actually only 5 feet in front of your trolling motor, and that fish is only 3 feet, and you're about to right on his tail if he slows down or stops. Yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoying this. We are going to keep on doing this. I'm going to keep on going through footage and bringing it back to you to get the knowledge out there. I cannot stress enough that pop. If you can perfect the pop, you can catch fish anywhere in the country. I was in the middle of Reelfoot not too long ago, and one of the guides that he's been in my boat, I've been in his. We've been fishing together here and there and teaching each other what it is that we do different. And I hear this old country boy. He just cut loose, woo, just loud as he could. He stood up. He said, "I perfected the pop, Jeremy Mattingly. I perfected the pop." And I said, "Yeah, rock on, dude." And we got back to the ramp, and that dude had a cooler full of fish. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna show you this one more time because I just I can't stress it enough how important it is. And watch how fast. That fish, as soon as she started popping it, it was done.
I think you need to come to your right. Pop it. Hold it. Oh, you got him. Oh, baby. What'd you do, Brittany Lynn? What did you do just? Oh. That's what it's about right there. You gotta net them. Here you go. I got this. You grab your fish. That right there almost qualifies as a two-hander, don't it?
Just an absolute giant. It was a heck of a day on the water. It was a joy to be able to be out there with my wife and then bring you all this footage. That is unbelievable technique for being able to close the deal on these fish. It doesn't matter where you're at, what it is you're doing. If you are casting, as you start to come over the top of that fish's head and you get right above his eyeballs, pop, 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 and you'll really be able to see it. It might have been this tonight's episode on YouTube where they were casting for crappie over brush piles. And you can watch with that GoPro in front of us. You can watch. It looks like I got Parkinson's or something. I'm just shaking that rod so hard, but my rod's not whipping up and down that giant 8, 10, 12 inch. It's just a little shake. And that's sending those vibrations out there. And that's what's going to close the deal for you. All right, guys, I'm about to jump off here. Share this video. We appreciate y'all. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like his videos. Much love to all of you. We'll see you next week.